He's outside London Stadium, West Ham Fan TV. Dave, you've been saying it all season. You've been saying it in the group all week, and it's confirmed now.
Yeah. I wish I was wrong. I'd love to be standing here and say, you know what, I felt negative at the start of the season for a number of reasons.
It's going to be a long one. Should we sit down?
We can do. Yeah, let's pull up some chairs. We'll get some coffees. We'll make an hour special of this.
Yeah.
I'd love to say that I was wrong, but you know, it doesn't give me any joy to see the state the club's in now. The air around the place, obviously, been chatting to a lot of people while you've been recording these, and it's deflating. Everyone's just on the floor. It's never been like this after a 3-0 win that I've been at. But and the thing is, I'd love to say, you know, but we're going to rebuild and we're going to be, but the future's it's still bleak. You know, for the first time.
How do we rebuild? Where do we rebuild from? Is there any roots here that you'd keep?
I think allegedly, if you believe the rumours, Nuno wants to go. I think if you look at some of his...
Well, he's avoided the question all fucking week.
Yeah, that's the sign, isn't it? He's not committing to himself. He's not saying, I'm going to be here, I'm going to lead the rebuild. So we're going to have to get a new manager in. You know, Scott Parker on a 1-year contract, I would take. I mean, you know, no, I get it. Look, the football's going to be grim, but if we don't go up in a year's time, you're going to want to replace him anyway. And if we do get up, the guy's not a Premier League manager. You need someone that can take over in the summer. We did this last year with Potter when it was so clear Potter was only going to go to take us in one direction, and we came in the summer and we was like, all right, maybe if we give him his own players and that. And I know I've sort of said it a little bit about Nuno this week, and I think if we'd have stayed up and would have given his own squad, Nuno I don't think can do the rebuild. Parker for a year. Postecoglou might be interesting. I think Sullivan might go to Dyche if he can get Dyche, but right now I think the way the club is, there's no one here you can rebuild, right? Because your Bones and Fernandes and your Tatis and Mavropanos and all the players you want to stay, they're the ones that are going to get interest and they're going to get other clubs. The players you want to sell,
and the money we need it now.
Yeah, exactly. The players you want to sell, you know, your Kilmans, your Wan-Bissakas, I think they're not going to get a buyer. You know, no one's going to come in and give you 25, 30 million for these players. No one's going to give you 10 or 15 million for these players. Championship clubs aren't going to want to pay 45, 30 grand a week room, so we're lumbered with for the rest of their contract, and that hampers the rebuilds. That means that, you know, they're not.
But would they be handy in the Championship if we have to keep them, like the likes of Kilman? It's a chance for him to rebuild now. He's not going to rebuild anywhere else.
I don't think Kilman's got the fight in him to do it. I think Kilman is a very down on his luck, needs an arm around the shoulder confidence player. And if he's here in September, or so he's in August, and he's playing games, I think it's going to be... I don't think it's going to take long for the first mistake to happen, and then the pressure builds in him again, and all of a sudden he's back where he was this season. I think it's...
Is it all doom and gloom?
I think it's doom and gloom until we get Sullivan out. And I don't think... I know people have said to me, like, you know, I've heard this week that, you know, Krasinski wants to run the club down so he can buy the shares cheap, but you buy the shares cheap, you then got to invest more money to get us back up. And the rules in the Championship, in the EFL, are a lot tighter than they are. You look at Leicester and West Brom, they've had points deductions this season because they can't comply with, you know, with a financial fair play down there. So you can't go and just buy the squad that gets you out of it. Yeah. You know, we've got to get this right at the first time of asking. I don't see us doing it. And I've said this to you before and I'll repeat it now. I think we see League One before we see the Premier League again. I think it's a real grim future. And I wish I could stand here and be positive.
Thanks, Dave. I wish I